Hey guys, so today I want to show you this because I was genuinely so curious to see what was going to happen. So a few days ago, I used this mold testing kit to test 3 different areas of my bathroom, and these are the results. Okay, so look at this one and then compare it to this one. They all look completely different. And of course, I had to pull out my little digital microscope because I wanted to see what was actually growing in here up close. Okay, so look at that. This is honestly the coolest part. You can really see how different the growth looks between the samples. So let me show you how I actually got these results. So this mold test kit was sent to me as a gift in exchange for my honest opinion, and the whole process was surprisingly easy to do at home. The kit comes with 8 individual seal test dishes, cotton swabs, gloves, labels, and this detailed guide with pictures to help you compare your results to examples of common household molds. And I really like that you get 8 separate tests in one kit, so you can test different rooms, surfaces, your HVAC area, or even use it in a rental or property you want to check. You also don't have to open all of them at once. You can save the extras for later. Okay, so for my first test, I wanted to sample the air, and this one was probably the easiest because there was nothing to swab. I simply opened the test dish and let it expose to the air according to the kit's instructions. That's it. No special equipment or professional skills needed. For the second one, I wanted to test an actual surface. I used one of the included swabs to collect a sample from this area of my bathroom wall and then transfer that sample onto the testing dish. I definitely recommend labeling them as you go, especially if you're testing multiple areas, because a few days later you might not remember which one came from where. I also did a third sample of the inside of my bathtub, so for this one I didn't actually film myself doing it, but I wanted another sample to compare with the one from the wall and the air sample. And fast forward to a few days later, this is what I ended up with. So this one is the air sample. This one came from the wall. And then this one came from the inside of the bathtub. And this is why I found this so interesting. You can actually see that the 3 samples did not develop the same way. They're all different. Once you have your results, the kit also includes this color guide that you can use to compare what you're seeing with examples of common household molds. Obviously, I'm not a mold professional, so I'm not going to say what species each one of these are just based on the appearances, but the guide gives you a starting point for comparing the color and appearance of the growth and deciding whether something may need further attention. And if you're curious like me, looking at it under a digital microscope makes the whole thing even more fascinating. Overall, I think this is such an interesting and cost-effective way to do some basic mold screening around your home. You get 8 testing dishes and everything else you need to collect the samples. And if you do get results that are concerning, you can use that information to actually contact a professional rather than trying to diagnose the problem yourself. So this was super easy to use, really interesting to see the results. And I love that I was able to compare 3 different areas of my bathroom using the same kit. Definitely recommend it.